time is a drug. Too much of it kills you. So, without wasting your time, we start the class without any delay. So far, we have learned 4 lessons in science and dealing with lesson number 5, separation of substances. In today's class, we are going to continue the same lesson. In the previous class, you have learned some of the separation methods used in our everyday life. And now we are going to learn the following methods. They are sedimentation, decantation, filtration, evaporation, condensation and distillation. The class cannot be initiated without starter activity. Are you all ready to play Guess Me game, children? I have given 8 pictures of certain items. First 4 pictures in the first slide and next 4 pictures in the second slide. You are going to identify it and pick out the first letter of each word to find the term related to the lesson. These are the first 4 pictures, children. Observe it carefully and write what it is. And next 4 pictures for you. These are the next 4 pictures for you, children. I believe by now you have guessed the answer. And the letters are M, I, X, T, U, R, E, S. And the correct answer is mixtures. In this lesson, we are seeing how to separate the substances from mixtures. Before I start the session, let me brush up the concepts learnt in the last class. What do you mean by the term mixture? It comprises of one or more components that are not chemically joined to each other. It is further divided into 2 types: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture comprises of one or more components which cannot be seen with our eyes. Whereas in heterogeneous mixture, components can be seen with our eyes. See, consider these examples. Food grains, stones and food. These 2 examples are said to be heterogeneous mixture, since we can find stones in the food grains. And here also you can see variety of ingredients present in the food item. All are visible for us. So these 2 examples are said to be heterogeneous mixture. Whereas here, once you add sugar to water, it gets dissolved in it. We cannot find it again. So sugar is said to be homogeneous mixture. In the same way, air is a mixture of many gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and hydrogen. But we cannot find all these gases in air. We can only feel it. So air is also a homogeneous mixture. So now you are clear with the term mixture. Okay. Why do we need separation? There comes the question. See, sometimes we require entire components present in a mixture, like this food item. So we require all these ingredients, since each ingredient provide a particular nutrient for us. So we are intaking as such the whole mixture. Whereas here in air, in order to carry out respiration process, we require only oxygen, not other gases. Likewise, in our life also, sometimes we require entire mixture like this food, or else we require a particular component like oxygen present in a mixture, a particular component present in a mixture. In such cases, we use separation methods. So this is the reason why we require separation. It is required for variety of reasons, either for removing unwanted materials present in the food or for utilizing the different items for different purposes. So take an example. See here, water. See, water also contains chemicals, dust particles, microorganisms. When we intake water as such, it leads to various health problems. So what we are doing? We are filtering the water using RO system and make it potable and make it fit for our drinking purpose. Okay, this is an example what we are utilizing in our day-to-day life. Likewise, separation is not only required for our day-to-day life, it is also used in various fields. Now it's exploration time for you children. You are going to find out the various separation techniques used to filter or remove impurities from water to make it potable. Okay, so you are going to text the answers during the chat time. Let me see who is going to give me the answer at the earliest. These are the four separation methods you have learned in the last class: handpicking, threshing, sieving, winnowing. When the impurities are less in amount and are different from that of mixture, it can be separated by using hand, and the technique is known as hand picking. And the method used for separating grains from starch is known as threshing. If the components of a mixture have difference in their size, sieving is used, and it varies in weight, winnowing is used. So these are the methods you are going to learn today, especially to remove insoluble components present in the mixture. Sedimentation, decantation and filtration techniques are used. And for removing soluble components present in the mixture, evaporation, condensation and distillation are used. Let us see one after the other. First method is sedimentation, the process in which insoluble heavier components settle at the bottom of the liquid to form sediment under the effect of gravity. See, when you take a mixture which comprises of solid and liquid. So, in recap, I taught you four separation methods: threshing, hand picking, winnowing and sieving. In those four methods, both impurities, required components, all are in solid state. But what techniques we are going to learn now, it is used for solid and liquid mixture. So when solid and liquid mixture is there, the solid components are heavy in weight and get settled at the bottom due to gravity. This method is known as sedimentation, and the heavier particles settle down at the bottom is known as sediment, and the upper liquid part is known as supernatant. Okay, see, the sedimentation technique is commonly used to purify the water. So when you fetch water, sometimes you might have seen impurities present in it. Without disturbing the water, when you leave it as such for some time, so what happens, that solid, all impurities get settled down at the bottom, leaving the pure water at the top of the container. So that technique is known as sedimentation. And the next technique to sedimentation is decantation. In this process, the liquid part, the supernatant present in the vessel, can be transferred to another container without disturbing the sediment present in it. This process is known as decantation. The process of gently pouring the liquid without disturbing the sediment is called decantation. Okay. You might have seen this scene in your home every day. Your mom performs certain technique to remove the impurities present in the soaked rice. Children, can you guess the separation method used by your mom, and text me during the chat time? Let me see who is going to answer me first for this question. And the next technique is filtration. It is used when two substances like an insoluble solid and a liquid are separated by passing a mixture through a filtering device. When it uses a filtering device, then that technique is known as filtration. It may be either strainer or filter paper. Okay, strainer in the sense what your mom uses to remove tea leaves or a pulp from fruit juices, that we call it as strainer, and that technique is known as filtration. Filtration is different from sieving. Okay, please understand the difference. Filtration is used in case of solid and liquid. Sieving is used in case of solid mixture. So this first picture shows how filtration is carried out. It requires glass rod, funnel, filter paper, beaker. So first you have to fold filter paper into cone shaped structure and keep inside the funnel. Then allow the mixture to pass through the glass rod. It reaches the filter paper. Filter paper contains numerous minute holes which retains the solid insoluble components in it and allows only liquid part to flow through it. This method is known as filtration. Okay, and the liquid gets collected at the bottom is called filtrate. Okay, this liquid collected by filtration process is said to be filtrate. The same filtration process is happening in our body with the help of kidneys. These kidneys eliminate or remove the unwanted substances present in the blood and send it to urinary bladder for excretion, whereas send the useful components back to blood for circulation purpose. So far you have seen what are the techniques used to remove insoluble components present in a mixture. And this method, evaporation, is used to remove or separate soluble components present in the mixture. You all know very well evaporation is the conversion of water into vapor state. Okay, for example, the same technique is used to extract common salt from seawater. See, you know very well seawater is saline in nature. It contains too much of salt concentration. Near the seashore, they dig pits and allow the seawater to retain in it under the sun's heat. So due to the heat, what happens? This water slowly gets evaporated, and after few days, it leaves the residues of salt and the entire water gets evaporated. So this technique is known as evaporation. So later this salt can be taken and it has to undergo various purification process to get the common salt what we are using in our kitchen. And the reverse process of evaporation is condensation. See, by evaporation process, you are able to remove the soluble solids present in it but not liquid, since it changes into vapor state and gets mixed with the air. Whereas in condensation process, we are able to get back that vapor. Okay, so for like a simple example, take salt water in a kettle and allow it to boil. When it boils, what happens? Water slowly converts into vapor and comes out of the kettle. When you keep a plate with ice cube, the vapor touches the cool surface gets converted into water droplets and collected in the beaker or container kept below it. So by this process, we are able to get salt in the kettle and the water separately in the beaker. So condensation, by condensation process, we are able to get back the liquid. So what is distillation? When evaporation and condensation occur simultaneously, then that process is known as distillation. It involves the conversion of a solid into vapor that is subsequently condensed back into liquid form. It is applicable to remove solids from liquids and also two or more liquids having different boiling point. You know very well each liquid have different boiling point. For example, water boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. So based on this difference, they are able to separate various liquids present in a mixture. Let me show you the experimental setup of distillation. So you require all these components: electric heater, flask, thermometer, condenser and conical flask. It is called as condensate receiver. So first you have to take mixture in this flask and with the help of electric heater, it allowed to boil. After it boils, it gets converted into vapor and goes through the condenser. So thermometer is set to check the temperature. So when it reaches the condenser, cool air circulating through the condenser converts the vapor into water, and that water gets collected in another flask, that is condensate receiver. So we are able to get solid here and we are able to get liquid in this receiver. In case of two liquids, uh, liquid which has low boiling point gets collected in one flask and high boiling point will get collected in the another flask. So likewise distillation is carried out. Okay. So far you have learned 6 separation methods. Last part of the lesson will be dealt in the next class. And now it's time for me to introduce the terms you have learned today. They are sedimentation, decantation, filtration, evaporation, condensation, distillation, sediment, filtrate, supernatant and distillate. I hope you are clear with the techniques learned today. Have a nice day, children. Thank you.